More trouble with schools, this time in Ohio, where an elementary school teacher got fired, she claims, for confronting a bully about bad behavior in school. Nicole Lemire joins us right now, along with her attorney, Joel Spitzer. They join us from Columbus, Ohio. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so Nicole, I remember going to school. Discipline was always important to keep class going. Tell us about this particular kid. We understand had a history with you acting out in class, but there's one thing he did that got you in trouble. What was it that day?
I really don't want to make this about the child, because it was, if any teacher that's getting ready for work right now knows, you know, this kind of stuff happens in a fifth grade classroom a lot. It really was me asking him if he knew that what he was doing was hurting his friends. That's what I asked him.
And some of the allegations, if I could add, is
Sure.
that he was tackling another student in the hallway. He was blowing mucus from his nose on students.
Right.
And this was a recurring issue with this particular student.
Right. And so, as I understand it, I've read some of the news reports. After you said, you know what you're doing to your friends, some of the other kids in class chimed in and kind of beat him up verbally a little bit. Sounds like at the end of this, right?
Can I correct that for a second?
Yes, ma'am. Please do.
It wasn't a beating up. The students that said something to him, it was in the most compassionate way, in a very helpful way. One student even gave him like a tissue because, so it was not an attack. It was we're trying to help you because we're all friends here. Right. But we can't let you do this to us.
You know, this is a great district with a lot of great families,
yes,
a lot of great kids, and I think that compassion showed that day, and that's why we're here today, because this is an unjust firing.
Okay,
right.
so you then apparently the school pulled you aside and they said, we're going to suspend you, and then they just fired you. And so now, going forward, I know you're trying to figure out what to do next. We did contact the school district for their comments regarding what happened in the classroom, and they actually sent us a video statement. So I want you to listen to this, and then we're going to get your reaction.
We have more than 1,200 teachers in our district, and this teacher has received more discipline than any of them. This teacher was disciplined for not knowing how to deal with a special education student, and she was disciplined for repeatedly leaving a classroom full of young children unattended. But by encouraging an entire class of children to bully one of their classmates, this teacher went too far. That's why the school board voted to terminate her employment. No teacher should encourage bullying, and sadly, that's exactly what this teacher did.
All right, that was Linda Martin, the assistant superintendent for the school district you used to work for. Nicole, do you have a reaction to what she said?
I do. Can I let Joel take this one?
Sure.
Well, you know, having been a teacher in this district before I was an attorney, I find that response somewhat comical. I mean, those are the allegations they put forward. I mean, look, this is a district who has come under fire this past school year for a lot of different incidences, and I think the board and Ms. Martin herself is reacting to allegations that were forwarded from a principal. I mean, Ms. Lemire is a teacher in this district for 12 years.
Sure. She
didn't all of a sudden in the last 6 months become a bad teacher. The problem is we have a principal who was repeatedly attacking her. I mean, these violations or these reprimands that she received were completely unwarranted. A very weak union failed to represent Ms. Lemire. So here we are trying to find a remedy to that. And I don't fault Ms. Lemire for anything that she's done. I fault the principal and some of the other administrators. But again, they're only reacting to information they've received.
Sure, and it sounds like from everything I read, the kid had been acting up before whatever happened in the classroom did, and you were trying to discipline the kid. I think that's what people want, their kids to go to school and be in an environment where they can learn. At the end of the day, though, Nicole, what were you trying to do that day in that class?
I would like to also make it very public that I did not ever pull this student to the front of the room or make him stand there while other children were humiliating or anything.
Talk about your best practices.
Yes, so there's a progression that we do. We have a response to intervention. This isn't just a one-time thing. Many teachers use, we don't really have any bullying process or procedure. It just says no tolerance.
Right.
And the bullying truly, the issue of bullying here on a greater scale is the principal who has, for the past couple of years, harassed and intimidated and bullied myself as well as many other teachers in my school.
Well, we heard about the story and we had to hear it from you directly, and we appreciate you and Joel coming on to tell your story. Nicole Lemire, thank you very much for joining us today from Columbus, Ohio.
Thank you.
All right. What do you think about that? Email us, friends@foxnews.com. Coming up, a Democratic congressman says he and Congress are poor.
The cost of living, the same for personnel here has gone up for members. I'm strongly in favor of a pay raise for members commensurate with what everyone else receives.
Well, he makes nearly $200,000 a year, so does he deserve a pay raise? We're going to talk about it. Plus, what makes you proud to be an American? This story tops our list. NASCAR honoring our fallen heroes. NASCAR driver